Today, let's talk about how to balance work and life and how to try and find that work life balance and the absolute myth that it tends to be. Let's dive in. Now, before we get started with all of this, I would really love it if you could hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be notified so that we can grow this community and help other single moms build themselves, grow their relationship with their children, and be the best people that they were born to be. So if you can, help the algorithm, etc., if you could just click that subscribe and the bell button, and always feel free to leave likes and comments. It's always a good thing. All right, let's go. Let's dive into this. The first thing I want to state is that anybody who thinks that there's such a thing as a work-life balance is sorely mistaken. There is no such thing as a work-life balance. What there is, however, is a way to be able to prioritize certain aspects of your day to kind of create what feels like a balance. But at the end of the day, with our busy schedules, with the kind of structures, etc., that our children have at school with their homework and their sport schedules, etc., it's very, very difficult to kind of create that work-life balance. But prioritizing, making sure that we can fit everything in gives us a sense of balance. And I think that's where the trick comes in. And that's what we're going to talk about today in these couple of easy steps to be able to follow that. The first thing that you need to do is to be able to set your clear boundaries, kind of know exactly what your week holds or what's going on in your week, and be able to structure it exactly according to time. There are certain things in your day that you cannot change. You have to pick your children up. You have to set time to make supper. You've got to make time to do their lunches for the next day. You've got to have time for work, etc., etc. So the first thing that I would suggest that you do is to grab your organizer, grab your journal, or grab the free download that I've created for you in the description below. Take that and kind of decide exactly where your time has to go. Sit there on a Friday afternoon or a Sunday evening or whatever, and kind of structure that for the rest of the week and say, right, those are the times that I cannot change. There's nothing that I can do about those. And you'll start to see where the rest of the time comes in. And when it comes, you need that extra 30 minutes to, cook supper, or half an hour to cook supper. You know that has to happen. Put it in. You know you need X amount of time in the morning to make breakfast. So where you start your schedule is totally up to you, because you know you have to be at work at 8, so everything before that has to happen. How you do it is your decision. This is your time. This is your day. Step number 2, make a list of everything else that you want to get done during the day. Don't overwhelm yourself, but just make like list everything that has to happen. And then pick 3 of those tasks, just 3 that are going to move you forward to either take a break. You can actually pick days within that week to make sure, right? I think a Friday afternoon when everything's feeling kind of down, tired, etc., I'm going to schedule some time in there just to kind of take a break. I did it last night with my son. There was Sweet Magnolias, their new season had come out, and I said to Dylan, right, that's it. You and I, because he likes watching these things with me, you and I are taking the evening off, and that's what we're going to do. So after supper and everything, we got nice and warm after a shower and a bath, and we sat, and that was my little bit of time off during the week. So there are ways that you can kind of schedule those types of things in too. So make a list of everything that you need to get done within the week, and then you can slot it down within the day. So that's step 2, nice and easy. I know for a fact that there are certain tasks that we don't want to do, but we know they have to get done. So there's a lot of thought, there's a lot of science that's gone into this type of things. So what you can do is you can actually get those priorities, those things done first. And what I do suggest you do is you schedule 15 minutes to each of those tasks, just 15 minutes. And I've tested this and it's actually worked, where there was, I think it was bookkeeping or something that I had to do. And I was like, I didn't quite know what I was doing. And I know that put a mental block on me. But B, it was just so boring. Sorry to my accounting friends out there. Actually, one of my very, very closest friends is an accountant. So sorry, friend. But I just scheduled 15 minutes today. And do you know what? Something that I've been procrastinating for like months was done within those 15 minutes. So just schedule out those little bits of time and get it done first, because your energy levels are high. And then something else that you can do is reward yourself. Say, well, when I get this done, I'm allowed that extra rusk with my coffee. When I get this done, I can take this break. When I get this done, I can do X, Y, and Z. Okay. And then maybe task it with something else that's fun in your schedule. So there are those sorts of things that you can do. So the tasks that you really don't feel like, or you've been procrastinating over, give those 15 minutes, slot them into that schedule, and bammo, magic wand, they'll be done. Guaranteed. Something else that I do like to do is I multitask. I multitask a lot. I am one of the queen multitaskers. So when I was working full time, trying to build a business and raise my two boys by myself because they were still little. So it was very time intensive with the sense that I had to make sure that they were okay in the bath. You know, they were still going through needing help in the bathroom, and they're probably going to kill me for saying these things. Anyway, what I would do is I'd fetch them from my folks or whoever had fetched them from school that day, pick them up, bring them home. Then I would give them 30 minutes of screen time. So they could go on their iPads, they could go on their phones, they could watch TV, do whatever they wanted to within those 30 minutes. They were close by, so I could keep an eye on them. So they weren't doing anything distracted. But during those 30 minutes, I would then get supper cooking. Once supper was cooking, I would actually do my 30 minutes of training. So there's loads of online training, etc., that you can kind of be a part of or join in or download off YouTube. So I would get my 30 minutes of training in while they had their screen time. We'd have supper, and then I could move on with the rest of the day. So there are ways to kind of batch tasks. I don't know if it is multitasking. To me, it's batching tasks that, you know, I can concentrate on certain things at certain times. And because I was training in my lounge, which is attached to my kitchen, it was all okay. I could smell if anything was burning. So there are ways to batch so that you can also fit all of those good things in. Another fun way to make sure that things get done is involve your children. So while they're doing their homework, you do a little bit of your studying. If you're doing a brainstorming session, get them to do a brainstorming session as well with you. Sometimes you can do that with their homework. So you can say, right, I'm doing this, bring your homework and you do your brainstorming for your project, or start doing your mind map for your studying, or whatever it is. Work with them, because I promise you right now, them watching you do you will inspire them to do them. So get them involved with the tasks that you've got to do. It also helps, it really does build a bond between the two of you or the three of you, between you and your children. So that's another option that you've got. Hey, we're moving through these nicely. Giving children tasks to do is not mean. It is essential. They need to learn responsibility. They need to learn that they are part of the family. And as being part of the family, they have to take responsibilities. Small things, making their bed, taking their supper plates to the sink so that you can pack it into the dishwasher or do the dishes later. Making sure they unpack their lunch boxes, making sure that they've set everything out for school for the next day. All those little things which will save you time. I know that in the beginning it might mean that you have to check things. So what I did is I took those plastic sleeves and I would put checklists into the plastic sleeve and stick it up where each of them could check. And they would then go through and make sure that they had done everything during the day. And once they had done all those things, their reward would then be to be able to watch YouTube or watch TV or whatever it was that they actually wanted to do. So setting those types of boundaries for them, making sure that they are part of the family and they do have the responsibilities. It's really not cruel. It does take a little bit of time, but there's always reward systems that you can throw into the mix as well. And like I said, those reward systems don't have to be chocolate, sweets, movies, whatever, going out to supper. They can be small things like once you've got everything done, then you can watch TV, because they also need to realize that every time they do something, they're not going to get rewarded for it. So this is like a little bit of a nice, gentle life lesson for them too, to start taking responsibilities for who they are as people. Okay. Right, we've done a lot in this video, so let's recap. Go into the downloads or go into the description below. You'll see that download there for you. Go and get that. I've done it for a week. So go and get that, prioritize, make sure that you can try and see if there's tasks that you can batch. Try and plan your week out in advance. It really, really does help. You know what you want to accomplish in that week. Don't overstress yourself. If you've got 15 tasks, narrow it down to 3 priorities. See what really needs to happen first. The ones that you don't like, batch those first. See if you can delegate your tasks, and it really, really will be okay. I promise you it'll be okay. Please, if you need any help, if you want to chat, if you want to ask advice, I'm available on the social medias. You can leave me a comment. You can DM me. Let's see if we can work together and get you to that dream and place that you really want to be at. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and you have yourselves a really fabulous week. Goodbye.